Across the country, the battle rages on.
It is just like being in a sort of posh caravan, isn't it, really?
We're on the verge of divorce, aren't we?
No.
One of you wants to stay.
The other is desperate to go.
This house has to be listed.
Well, that might be a bit of a fantasy, I'm afraid.
We love it. We're staying here.
And I'm proving that with a bit of inspiration...
Oh, is that hollow?
Yeah, look, it's a cupboard.
Oh.
and a bit more effort.
You just want to get the sledgehammer out, don't you?
A little bit, yes.
You could already be in your dream home.
Kirstie sounds more excited than anyone. Whereas I'm spending my time more wisely, offering up the perfect property.
It's good. It's very big.
It is, isn't it? Very nice.
I didn't think we could afford anything like this.
Without the need for demolition.
Wow.
Like that. It might be my house.
I'll see.
It won't be easy.
To be honest, you lost me at Make My House Like Thailand.
Or straightforward.
Should you like this one so far?
No.
But we're here to help reunite the UK.
List it is coming my way.
You could at least be a bit sympathetic.
I'd forgotten how much fun this was.
Today, we meet our toughest negotiators yet.
That is fantastic!
You've got a job.
At last, a job, yes.
There were some strong demands.
Talk to me. OK, don't talk to me. Don't say a word.
I'm just not convinced that that kitchen gives me the space that I want. Sorry.
And we're both held to ransom.
I'm a bit downhearted.
But I am going to do my damnedest to make sure that I go down fighting.
But in the end, only they can decide.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
Today, we've been called to the East Midlands county town of Northampton. Full of shoemakers, isn't it?
Shoemakers indeed. Some shoes are still made here.
They are.
Are you wearing a pair that are made in...
Oddly enough, I am wearing a pair that are made in Northampton. You're absolutely right. I've got a Northampton fact for you. It's believed to be the last place where a witch was executed.
Oh, God. They'll be coming for me.
The White Witch, Kirstie. You want to be careful.
But we're both going to need a touch of magic, as there's a whole cauldron of trouble brewing for today's family.
Take a small 3-bed terrace and fill it with property services manager Andy Myers and his 2 daughters, Amelia and Maddie, who live here part of the week.
Then add new wife Nikki Taylor, the contents of her house, and bring to the boil.
Nikki's got a lot of stuff. She calls a lot of it. Okay, a lot of resources and stuff. The cellar's full, the garage has got some in.
Yes, over the course of the 2.5 years they've lived here, Nikki has added more and more of the props and costumes she uses as a drama and support teacher into the mix.
Perhaps Andy and I should have had more of a clear out at the beginning.
And Nikki's possessions aren't the only issue.
You're in the way. The kitchen is useless. We don't eat together, we eat separately, we can't cook together, we can't entertain.
It's certainly a recipe for dysfunction, and Nikki's had enough.
I want to list it.
No, gotta be love it. All the way. Can't see any point in moving.
And he's not budging. He's convinced that with some alterations, it could be their forever home.
It just makes more sense to invest in a property. Rather than actually trying to spending what I look at as being dead money. Just to move to another house isn't necessarily going to be any better or any bigger than what we can do with it here.
Why are you so obsessed with staying here?
Because it's a nice place to live. And just the house itself needs some work. She hasn't got the creative eye to see how we can improve it.
Oh, you can't say that.
I just did.
You're impossible. And annoying.
Remind us, how long ago was the wedding?
We were married a month and we had musical names for all the tables, and our table was Les Mis.
Of course.
Which seemed appropriate.
What would our musical be, Phil? La La Land?
Nah, more like The King and I.
Doesn't look very big, does it?
No, but it looks like they've had brand new windows.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello, I'm Nikki.
Nikki, I'm Phil.
Nice to meet
to meet you.
Very nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
Hi.
Would you like to come in?
Love
We'd
to.
love to.
Okay, after you. Go on.
Thank you.
Straight through the door, and I can see the floor space here is limited. Just over 900 square feet. They clearly need a bigger house.
You're right, Phil, but with 3 downstairs rooms and a garden that's well over 100 feet, there's already plenty of space to work with.
Go on then. Hit us with it. Who wants to love? Who wants to list?
I want to list
And I want to love it.
How long have you been living here, Nikki?
approximately 2.5 years.
Right. And how long has this debate been going on?
Approximately 2.5 years.
Just quite a busy house.
Yes.
It's quite a full house, I sense.
Yes. Nikki's organisation with her work, with her stuff, it can be a bit erratic. So we've found that a lot of space is just taken up with boxes and bags.
I'm sorry,
Books.
erratic.
Yeah, you just need to get a bit more organised.
I am organised. I just don't have the space in which to be organised. We both work from home, which is difficult. I want a me space as well.
What I would say is you can't sell it like this. So either way, there are issues that need addressing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't fit many people around this table.
No, not at all.
We tend to eat on trays in front of the TV.
The kitchen was originally in the other room, and this was the dining room straight living room. So the way around. And the original plan was to try and get a form of kitchen diner. But it didn't quite work.
Right.
And then you end up with two wasted spaces. I just think there is the space and the capacity to extend it to make it work.
But your new wife wants to move.
She does.
Okay.
Interesting dilemma you had. Thanks for roping us in.
Yeah.
Well, I think a time has come for Phil and I to have a good old look around this house.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear indeed. This compact house is bursting at the seams. A problem I've seen many times with couples who come together later in life. 2 homes into one just won't fit.
I admit they need more space, but an extension might not be the only answer. There is room here. It's just filled with clutter. Clutter and more clutter.
It's such a narrow house. Bolting on the back almost won't solve the problem.
No,
You just get extra square footage,
No.
but it still wouldn't be very workable.
But there's a lot of space, and they've got their huge garage, and they've got a cellar, and they've got a loft.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of storage.
True, but you can't ignore the other big problems here.
I'm surprised they've lived as long as they have with this kitchen. It's just not workable for a family at all. It's scarcely a kitchen.
And you have to go down a corridor to get to the other half of it.
So this was the kitchen. The fridge is in here.
That's the freezer. That's the freezer.
That's the dishwasher. But imagine how complicated it would be living with... They're trying to live between these 2 rooms.
And our cameras show that whilst taking up a quarter of the downstairs, the family only spends 7% of their time there. Meanwhile, the boxy, dysfunctional layout means the whole family are rarely together in any room.
But Phil, that's partly because every room is full of stuff. So the solution is simple.
It's about effective storage. This whole thing is all about effective storage. That sums up this family's dilemma. That is one great big wall and one tiny little piddling shelf.
And everything's stored on the floor.
And everything stored on the floor.
Meanwhile, the lounge next door is too small to help with sharing out the clutter.
Very difficult merging families, you know. She's got all her stuff moved into an already full house.
With the house currently worth £210,000, the guys have given me a love-it budget of up to 60 grand to extend the kitchen and create a space for Nikki and her things. Spending more than that would risk going over the ceiling price for the street.
This is a lovely room.
Yeah, but
Again, it's just full.
This house is suffering from busy people-itis, like most of the houses up and down the country.
Nikki's busy 6 days a week as a drama and support worker, but all the spare time in the world wouldn't convince her to stay.
Well, I can't blame her. She's moved in here and Now they've got married, now she wants a fresh start.
Just 10 minutes in this house and I know they should sell. With their budget of up to 300 grand, I can most definitely give them a new start in a bigger, better house with room to socialise and with space for Nikki to have a study and storeroom, all in the local area.
But that budget will have to include around 10 grand in stamp duty, legal fees and moving costs. Phil, moving alone just won't solve their problems.
I think she would just be moving the problems to somewhere else. The problem is there's too much stuff.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They need a major, major, major declutter in every single room.
So they can do all of that, and you can help them with all of that, but the kitchen's still not big enough.
But you'd be surprised at the transformation after a good clear-out. A recent survey claims that 90% of Brits are psychologically affected by the amount of junk in our homes. Sorting this out should go a long way to convincing Nikki to love this house.
This is a complicated one. I don't think it'll be easy. It's good for me. Bad for Kirstie.
Basically, you need more space than you've currently got, but more than that, I don't want what's currently in this house bleeding into the new space. You know, I mean, in here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scented candles. You only need to have one at a time, and so far you haven't lit any
of them. No.
No, I don't actually like them.
They just stand there and gather dust.
Like, right, OK, Phil, you can take that one.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thanks,
That's very kind
nice,
of you.
and we can donate the rest of them to the local
OK,
charity
cool.
shop. Thank you. See?
Andy, what would it take? What do I have to show you?
I think you've got to show that there's a house that gives everything that I think we can create through this in the right area for the kind of budget we're looking at. I don't think that exists.
I'd like a bigger kitchen that everyone can be in, and I don't want anything lavish. I want it to, it's you know, home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
I want my heart to be there.
I'll find you something.
Thank you very much. I know
It's
had
special.
every faith that you would.
Look, I think we both agreed if we did move, what we would want. I don't think we disagree on that point. I just think we can do it here.
No, how do you describe a heart feeling, a sense that
You
is...
can't. It's
No,
just-
it's not a tangible
No,
thing.
it's not.
So
So
I
you-
can't describe it, but I know it when I feel it.
And you might feel that when you walk into the house once it's been done.
I might, but I doubt it.
It's complicated all the way around.
Yeah.
They don't need a load more space. They just need it to be better arranged.
No. They don't need a load more space.
But
They
haven't
need
got
it to be
that much.
better arranged, and they need to arrange it better. Oh, well.
Onwards and upwards.
I think it would be lovely for us to start our married life somewhere new, fresh.
For newlyweds Andy and Nikki Taylor-Myers, the honeymoon's already over as the battle over loving or listing rages in Northampton.
But it's more than just about making it look nice. It's about making it usable.
Correct. Which is why we're calling in Kirstie to save the day.
This small 3-bed was already a snug fit for Andy and his girls Amelia and Maddie. But now Nikki and all her belongings have moved in. They've given me 60 grand to create a big sociable kitchen and a separate study to help convince Nikki that this is her forever home.
Shush, Pusscat, I'm thinking.
Meanwhile, I've got up to 300 grand to persuade Andy that listing is really the only answer.
So team list it, hey Nikki?
Yes.
Exciting day.
It is. Very exciting. I
Well-
have faith in you, Phil.
I've got it covered. You need not worry.
I trust you.
We're off to my first house, 2 miles down the road, and a real cracker. The guys often work from home, but this location would mean a slightly longer walk to work on the days they do go into the office.
How often do we really walk into work anyway? Because we tend to have to go somewhere else. So walking's not always practical,
I
is it?
walk into work a lot more
Yeah, you
than
do.
you do.
I know you do, but then you're...
We're not going to have an argument over who walks to work the furthest.
Andy and I will find a way of bickering about everything.
Hopefully my first house might get them both on the same page for once. It's got the bigger kitchen, diner and study space they both agree they need.
So this is it. Double fronted.
Oh, wow. This is a great street. It's got curb appeal.
It has.
I like it here. I like it already.
It's also quite a bit bigger.
Yay!
Come on. In fact, at 1,150 square feet, this three-bed property is bigger than their current home. And at $285,000, it's well within their 300 grand budget. Plus, it ticks Nikki's biggest box.
So I think we've got a kitchen here that has all the bells and whistles in terms of cooking, entertaining, sitting, eating, hosting, homeworking. Silence from the floor. Oh, come on, I think... Come on,
It's a brilliant
I
kitchen.
don't deny it's better than what we've already got. I just think we could do something better.
I'm a bit downhearted.
No, please don't go.
Because I thought this was absolutely rock and roll.
I agree with you.
Let me try and do better next door. Come on.
Sliding doors currently divide the living and dining room, but with space to eat in the kitchen, the dining area here could be turned into a permanent study and store for Nikki's things.
What's troubling you here?
In terms of what you were saying about my space, it'd be far too near for here. So if I wanted that downtime and you were in here watching telly... No, it would have to stay as it is, this living space and the dining room.
I'm not completely sold.
Oh, you're not impressed by anything, are you? You don't want to be.
I'm clearly not changing Andy's mind yet, but a little birdie has told me Nikki is going all out for Team Listed.
What's that T-shirt?
That's what I'm trying to see it.
That is fantastic! Brilliant!
Yeah, I'm so confident we're going to win.
Well done.
Thank you.
Team Phil. Thank you for your vote of confidence. I'm touched.
Well, now Nikki's got that off her chest, I hope they'll both be more wowed by the upstairs. With 3 good-sized bedrooms and a big bathroom, it's more spacious than back home.
I like this, banded.
Nice open space.
Yeah.
And the master has a bonus.
Is it?
Oh,
There's an ensuite.
Oh, no, that makes a difference. Yeah, no, that's nice. I like having the ensuite.
They seem a bit more excited by the bedrooms, but I'm gobsmacked that this house isn't going down better.
How did you get on upstairs?
I thought upstairs was actually probably what was nicer. Downstairs, it didn't quite work.
I still like the kitchen.
The kitchen's fantastic, but actually it hasn't got your workspace.
No.
So what I'm going to work on is trying to find something that's either got bigger reception space, which I think will be extraordinarily difficult within your budget, or a 4th bedroom.
4th bedroom would be good.
Very interesting if you can.
This house should have impressed them both, and I'm actually really worried that it hasn't, because I don't think they've got a grasp on the realities of the market and what it can genuinely offer them. They can't have it all.
I still have faith in Phil, and that Phil will be able to find us what we actually want.
No, I mean, after looking at that house, I am so sure that Kirstie's got it right with loving it. Definitely.
I love your confidence, Andy. No need for a flashy T-shirt. And back at base...
Oh, that's not going anywhere.
Making this house work for Nikki is going to be tricky.
Oh, a simple one.
I admit it's a huge challenge to find ways to fit everyone's belongings into a compact space.
It needs a comprehensive storage plan. Try as I might, without an extension, this kitchen is not going to become a big sociable family kitchen. It's just too small.
It's just 120 square feet, not an ideal space for a busy family kitchen. But with a budget of 60 grand, I think I have come up with a great plan. I just need to get Nikki on board.
My feeling is that this will work.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Wow, that is it, yeah.
It's very different from what I expected.
Yes.
My plan involves extending at the back of the house, creating a lovely sociable dining area leading into a new stylish kitchen. It would give them a fantastic 110 square feet of extra space for cooking, eating and entertaining. Everything that Nikki's desperate for. The useless utility room would be revolutionised and turned into a cosy study for Nikki and a storeroom for her teaching resources. Finally, a purpose-built laundry area would be created in a smart lean-to at the side of the house, where the plumbing already exists. in all, a spacious contemporary layout, perfectly suited for modern family life. The days of living in between cramped, poky rooms will be long gone.
I think that definitely makes sense. We've got to convince you about how you think that's going to work.
It's food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yeah, I'm just not totally convinced that that kitchen gives me the space that I want or dreamed of. Sorry.
No, don't apologise, Nikki. There's no need to apologise. It's not going to be any wider. You know, it is quite a narrow space.
True, by the time you find, I suppose by the time you've done the bathroom,
which was my problem. It's a narrow space.
But extending to the side is fraught with extra problems and expense. It's not just the cost of removing external walls and a chimney breast. There'd be mains drainage to move and complex planning issues that come with building right up to the neighbour's boundary. I don't want the guys to spend over what the house will be worth and risk not making their money back. I think Nikki would be surprised at the space my plan would create.
It's only when it's done.
Yeah.
The proof will be in the pudding. Nikki's not buying this plan. It's going to take a lot more to persuade her to love this home. I'm beginning to doubt she ever will.
But I am going to do my damnedest to make sure that I go down fighting.
I like this idea of opening out the hallway and the study.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
This just doesn't fit my vision. I'm not loving it.
You will.
OK.
Having been in discussion for so long before we arrived, it's not a huge surprise that it's another 4 months before Nikki and Andy agree on a new plan and a way forward. But finally, the sledgehammers are out. They've decided to up the stakes and go for a 6-foot wider extension, which in turn has extended the budget by £6,000 to £66,000. Their planning application is still pending, but desperate to get going, and after advice from their builder and architect, they've started work.
So the worst case scenario is, which we don't think is going to happen, is that we have all the foundations done and we won't be able to then build up with the extension.
You never told me all this.
Yeah, we did.
It's a risk I would never recommend taking, but more worryingly, I don't think even this bold gamble to go bigger is going to convince Nikki.
Even though Andy paced out where the build is going to go to, I still don't think it's going to give us enough space.
How much space do you need?
A lot.
Don't worry, Nikki, I'm coming to the rescue. If it's space thereafter, my next property's got 4 bedrooms, one of which could be the workspace Nikki felt was missing in the first house I showed them, and that they agree they need. One of the few things they do agree on.
What will you be like when you've been married 10 years?
Probably we won't talk to each other.
We'll be thinking about retiring. We'll retire.
We'll phone you up, Phil, so that you can find us another house with 2 living spaces, so that we don't actually have to
Don't we like that?
live in the same space all the time.
Whilst Nikki would like to be able to work more from home, she still wants to be close to her office, so I'm taking them to a house that's just 2.5 miles away. It's in moving condition with space for a separate study. It's meant compromising on layout and it's maybe not their style, but on paper it gives them all the rooms they want.
So in the interests of exploring all options, I wanted to show you this. This has the space for your workroom.
OK.
You're not struck, are you? I can see the face already.
Tell me.
No, I don't like new builds.
But what you do want is a room to suit you and your work.
OK, well, let's have a look then.
Come on.
In budget at $270,000, this house is 50 square feet larger than their current home will be after the new, bigger extension. Over 3 floors, it has 2 bathrooms and 4 good-sized bedrooms, which, along with a large family living room on the ground floor, could be exactly what they're after.
OK.
Or maybe not.
Talk to me. OK, don't talk to me. Don't say a word.
I just don't think that the idea that I've got a family living is in this current layout.
OK, I understand.
Sorry.
No, just you remember you're on team list it. That's all.
This is hurting me as much as it's hurting you. We can't let him get his own way.
Oh dear, the kitchen won't save this house either. To get all the rooms they want in budget has meant compromising on size here. It's breakfasting style rather than a big sociable diner. I'm kind of seeing this as a reality check to you guys, as to what you would like and what you actually need.
Mm-hmm.
And there are sacrifices to some things in order to get others.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, my concern when you see a three-storey house is that you lose so much of the living space downstairs. You gain your bedrooms because it's small and it's all stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. With neither of them seeing any positives, I can't even persuade them to look upstairs at the potential study in the 4th bedroom. Perhaps that's not so essential after all.
I just think that the living space is really, really important.
Yeah.
And seeing this has just highlighted that even more, because this doesn't work.
So can we make that a priority?
Yes.
Yes. But with the plans we've got at home,
the plans we've got,
almost get everything you want.
Scratch record. This is a tough one. I've given them a reality check and they are at least now being clearer about what it is that they really want and, of course, what they might compromise on. Whether I can find it in time remains to be seen. Wish me luck.
that kitchen family room is really, really important, and I'm willing to compromise my office space. And actually, property 1 is more appealing now.
Yes, property 1's definitely better suited to us than property 2.
I agree.
But it's still not going to be as good as...
I agree! We agreed.
We did agree. But it's still not going to be a patch on what we're planning to do on our own house.
I still can't believe that we agreed on something.
Well, these guys are really making me work hard for my money. Good thing I'm not the only one.
Not going well. Should we book holiday? that'll make us smile.
We've had this conversation for 2.5 years, haven't we? So we ended up doing nothing.
And, you know, that conversation can come to an end if we move.
In Northampton, as 2 households become 1, I'm trying to persuade Nikki to stay and love their 3-bed terraced house.
Yeah, I'm...
Disappointed.
I'm just not totally convinced that that kitchen gives me the space that I want.
Whilst I'm out to prove to Andy that it would be much better to list.
I'm not completely sold.
Oh, you're not impressed by anything, are you? You don't want to be.
But so far, both of us are struggling. This is proving to be a toughie for Kirstie and for me.
But I'm pretty confident that I can get Nikki to stay with Team Listed. I just need to convince Andy to join the ranks by showing them that they can do better than their property, even after Kirstie's done her best.
With their new maxed out extension already blowing their original 60 grand budget, I'm confident the work will create all the extra space this family need and a great study for Nikki.
It's been 4 months since I last stood in this street. But due to various complications,
work on the extension has not progressed as far as one might have hoped. Months of toing and froing with each other and the planning authorities, and permission is still pending. But Andy is so convinced the work will be approved, he's given the go-ahead to start. I wouldn't advise this course of action, but I've got another major issue on my mind.
my fear is that you are expanding this house in order to put more stuff in it.
You're looking at me, isn't it, now?
Both of you. I'm looking at both of you.
In the bid.
Do you want me to go on a quick tour of this house and pick up whatever I think I can see that you don't actually need? Would that be a fun exercise?
I don't think you'd find it. I think
With that gauntlet thrown down, I'm off to free a room of clutter and then see if they can even tell me what I've taken away.
If they can't, they're going to the car boot sale. What are you missing?
Big house.
I'm not really missing anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
Would you be happy for this room to look like it does now?
Yeah.
Can you be trusted if I bring the box back into the room, not just to take stuff out for the sake of it? Because you've agreed there's nothing you're missing.
Oh, gosh.
No, there's nothing there that you're going to say, I really like that.
Decluttering is tough, but if you really can't decide whether to keep or chuck, a top tip of mine is to phone a friend and let them make the decision for you.
I love doing this. You've done me. I mean,
You've got a job.
Yeah. At last, a job, yes.
Over the course of our lifetime, we can spend, on average, a total of 153 days searching for misplaced items. As busy working people, Nikki and Andy can't afford to waste any time. So we're off to look at storage solutions for the things they do keep.
We're all guilty of hoarding things we don't use and we don't need.
To avoid this, there's some great ideas for storing things in the home. Stylish solutions that can tuck into existing furniture and under countertops. Nothing is out of bounds. Even staircase treads can be put to use. My top tip is stackable boxes. To help Nikki find her costume and art supplies easily, they have to be transparent.
You need to be able to access it, and you need to be able to see that this is wigs.
Yes.
Or this is paint. How many pens, paints, all of that kind of thing?
Probably more than I actually need.
So the key to success is to actively decide that scissors, sellotape, pencils, everything will go in the same place. If you don't use it every week and it doesn't give you real joy to look at it, get rid of it.
Bye, Andy.
Well, that's one way to free up space. With the storage issue sorted, it's back to the more pressing issue at hand, the build. At the start of December, with permission finally in place, work started on the extension walls. But due to the severe winter weather, had to be put on hold until January. Oh dear. This is shaping up to be our longest build ever.
I mean, it's probably just easier for them to move out. I've got a great final property lined up that would work very nicely. We're heading to a popular area of Northampton called the Mounts, just a mile around the corner, so still close to work and the girls' schools. With the guys splashing out on a bigger extension, my final house will have to really impress.
So how are you getting on with your builders then?
Fine. No, great.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah, Robert. Yeah.
Can he fix it?
Yes. He's assuring us he can.
Well, Bob's up against some serious competition, as I've left the best to last and found a place that's old, characterful, and has stacks of reception space, all things lacking in the previous property.
So when we were last together, Nikki, you gave me kind of your blessing to focus much more on the family space and less on your workspace.
Yes.
So that's what I've tried to do in my my search, which has led me to this house here.
Oh, wow. It's got a lot of curb appeal, hasn't it?
It has. We like Victorian terrace houses, don't we?
Yeah. I can't wait to get in.
Let's do it.
This stunning period property is on the market at a whopping 40 grand under their budget at £260,000. It's been imaginatively renovated with 3 good-sized bedrooms, one of which is en suite, and there's a storeroom for Nikki's resources. But it's the reception rooms here that should really blow them away. On the ground floor, an elegant lounge area that opens down to a huge double-height kitchen dining room.
Big kitchen down there, but this is the living space. It's 10% bigger than yours is going to be. And they are looking for 260 grand.
Really? Wow.
Wow, OK.
I'm really excited. I want to go and have a look at the rest of the house.
I'm nervous.
Yay! Come on, let's go and have a look.
Exactly the way we like you.
I think we should stop our work.
Oh, no, can't do that.
No, I really do. I really do.
Well, Nikki's sold, and she hasn't got to the kitchen yet, which, by the way, is easily on par with the one they're building back home.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, this is beautiful.
It's...
Oh, come on, come on!
He's going to try, isn't he? He's going to try and get something negative. There is nothing negative to be said about this kitchen.
It's the first one that's been a challenge.
OK. It's got such a poker face. You two have a wander around the bedroom. Andy's on the back foot, which is exactly where we want him.
Upstairs, Andy continues desperately to try and find fault with this lovely house.
Bath. Oh, they've got a roll-top bath.
I like showers.
But he's not putting Nikki off.
Oh, this is a great room.
Smaller than ours.
It's a great room. I think this house is amazing. I really, really do. Yeah.
You've still got big smiles. You're just staring at it lovingly.
It's the idea that I had for family living, for how I want to live my life. That house is actually showing that.
Andy?
I think it's going to be interesting, the contrast between this kind of living and the slightly different we're doing with the extension. In my eyes, it trumps it, potentially, but until we actually see the two together, I don't think we can actually make that, or side by side, we can't actually make that decision.
I've given you something to think about.
Absolutely.
You have, yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
I know you both like it. And that's kind of my job done, is that I've shown you something that has really made you stop and think. Because remember, if you don't get this, there are other ones. This is an example of something.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, I always had faith in Phil. I knew that he would come through. I knew that he would find a property that I would go, yay! And he did. And I got that property here.
True. This is the challenge. There was no challenge with 1 and 2, but 3, I think, yeah, we've got competition, but I'm still very much team love it.
Well, it hasn't been the easiest of searches, so I'm really pleased to be finishing it on a high. Nikki's talking about calling off the builders, and Andy's confidence has taken an absolute hammering, which I'm delighted about. Hopefully Kirstie will be lining up my drink. Well, at last, going back to Northampton.
I know.
It's been a wee while.
Do you know that Oscar was 8 when I first came here and he's now 10?
It's been 13 months, 14 months,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
People build whole houses from scratch in that period.
I know.
What
But
have you done?
Well...
You knock it down and start again?
No, I did not knock it down and start again. Basically, planning permission was very difficult to get. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Did you just toot at someone, Phil?
Yes, 3 times.
Honestly, you are
Well,
We're not in Italy, you know, Mumbai. You know, it's not a place where people go around tooting left, right and centre. This is Northampton.
It certainly is, where 13.5 months ago, the holy union of Nikki and Andy Taylor-Myers had caused holy hell in merging 2 households full of clutter.
In here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scented candles. You only need to have one at a time, and so far you haven't lit any of them.
No.
It's been a challenging time for both of us.
I'm just not convinced that that kitchen gives me the space that I want.
Talk to me. OK, don't talk to me. Don't say a word.
My last property was a hit.
Oh, wow, this is beautiful.
But with more delays, building work continued intermittently for a total of 9 months, with the roof of the extension going up 4 months after they broke ground, and a start on the interior 2 months after that.
It's been over a year since we first met them, and the build has just finished. But still the question remains, is the honeymoon about to start at home or on foreign soil?
Yeah, I've been practising my parking, you see.
No, it's on the pavement.
Looks pretty smart.
It does look pretty smart, doesn't it? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How nice to see you both. Looking very chipper.
Thank you.
See you again.
Well, they're both still talking, but I doubt this will be a patch on my last house.
We'll see. And while the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the kitchen, I'm going to start with an appetiser, the lounge. Before, this room was chaos and clutter. A stupendous effort of stuff removal by Nikki has brought out its calm and tranquil nature. As well as a tonal paint job, some fantastic parquet flooring has really accentuated its existing period charm.
Aha! Not a candle in sight.
No.
No.
Got rid of them all.
This is an extraordinary example of when you just take stuff out, isn't it?
And the work continues next door, where there was once an old toilet next to a utility room / dumping ground, #clutter trap. Now lies an artfully decorated workspace with ample, elegant storage. Like their new lounge, chaos has given way to calm.
This was quite a complicated space, wasn't it?
It was, but we needed to carve out the downstairs loo and the separate study. That was very important.
Yeah.
Works well.
So it's just books and things.
Those are what we bought all those months ago. That's all you need in a house. I bet you found hundreds of pens.
Yeah.
It's all about the clever storage. But it's the kitchen extension I'm desperate to see.
Jeepers.
Look at that.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Blimey.
You cooked this up enormously, haven't you?
No, Phil, the only thing that's gone peak tong is your chance of winning.
Oh.
It's stunning.
It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning.
Gone is the crammed kitchen, which could barely fit a dining table.
Granite work surface and a bespoke kitchen.
Oh.
It's full on.
I don't have one of those.
Nor do I.
What have you spent?
Kirstie's significantly smaller plan was in keeping with their budget, but I'm keen to know why it's taken so long.
What was painful? The planning, the building work, the choosing the builder?
Honestly, Phil, you can't even imagine. The roughest winter for many, 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 many years.
And we didn't have a back of the house.
The coldest week, the back of the house wasn't here.
Yeah.
So it's just tarpaulin.
And neither was you for half of it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Back on safer ground, I've noticed that there's something missing.
The washing machine is gone.
So where is it?
Is it in the cellar?
No.
No.
It's not under the stairs?
No. You're staring at it, Phil, nearly.
Is it over there?
There.
Ingenious!
You knew she'd love it.
Oh, my God!
Before washing machine gate kicks off again, I think it's time to retire to the newly decked garden to find out their final decision.
It's been quite an interesting process, and I know you kind of struggle to agree on pretty much everything, so I think it's amazing that actually you've agreed on something that looks spectacular in your kitchen.
Yeah.
But there was a bit of an upset, wasn't there, when we were house hunting, because I think, Nikki, you would have actually bought that third house there and then.
I would. I absolutely loved it. Since I walked in, it had such a nice feel, the colour combinations, everything about it was just wonderful.
But also, you didn't pick this house. You moved into this house.
I did. Yeah. And it was never home. And then during the process, it was painful. It was really, really painful at times.
And you needed more space, which you've got downstairs, absolutely. But upstairs is still fairly tight for a family of 4. And the house that we looked at was 10% bigger than this is now.
Yeah.
Does it feel more like a combined space that you all now have a investment in?
Yes. Yes, it definitely does.
So is it fair to say that Kirstie and I have both done our jobs here?
Yes.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
Well, on the topic of that decision, Nikki,
Andy?
Are you going to love it?
Or list it?
Well, we haven't really spoken about this, so let's just say it together.
Go on then.
Let's see if you come up with the same thing.
If you come out with the same answer.
This is brave stuff.
Go on then.
After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Love it.
I'm actually quite relieved you both said the same thing.
Yes, same here.
Yes. I think you couldn't do anything else.
For a deeply competitive couple, aren't often on the same page in their decisions. You did that.
No, I
with
think
great bravery.
you're both invested in the home. It's not Nikki living in Andy's house and just trying to get by.
No,
Don't think that you've won.
Well,
You haven't won.
no,
This is about winning and losing. It's about putting you on the same page.
I think we've created a home that we love, and I think we're very proud of.
Yeah, definitely.
Here we go. Don't look at my drink like you're about to laugh.
Is a drink what it is?
Well, it's kind of a fruit juice with rather a lot of fruit.
It's just a fruit juice.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's just water.
You're the one who's looking absurd, not me. Right, what are we drinking to?
I think we should drink to Nikki and Andy, you know, because that was such a lovely moment when they hadn't discussed whether they were going to love all this, and then they both said, love it at the same time.
I think we wouldn't have been able to do this without Kirstie and Phil's help. Most definitely not. I think they gave us a balance because I think Phil actually said we were firmly entrenched in our own views, and I think what they did collaboratively was they brought us together.
And definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
It's great what they've ended up with.
No money. And a lovely kitchen.
Right, well, let's drink, if that's what it is,
Eat my fruit.
to Nikki and Andy.
Nikki and Andy.